Do you think card grading is a scam? I don't think it's a scam. I think it's highly worthless, though. Unless you're trying to make a living as a card seller, I don't know why the fuck you'd ever grade your cards. Or maybe it has personal meaning to you. In that case, that's fine, too. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong for it. But it is so expensive to get your cards graded. And it takes like a fucking year to get them back. It is not worth it at all, in my opinion. Unless, of course, again, you're trying to be like a card seller as a profession. If they go back to $10 grading per card, sure. Well, yeah, if it was cheaper, I'd say, yeah, fucking go hog wild. Bro, like, here, I pulled up the prices before. I'll do it again. Like, here, we'll do PSA. But I actually think Beckett's much worse with their prices. Here's their service and prices for PSA grading. $18 a card on just bulk uselessness of cards that are 200 or less. Then it's $30 a card for 400 or 500 or more. All the way up to $600 a card if it has a perceived declared value of 10k or less. That's crazy. And here, God forbid you have like a really like rare, worthwhile card. Look at that. It's sickening. I don't know why you would ever do it. Again, unless you are just trying to make a career out of fucking selling graded cards, which I would never recommend. I don't know why you'd want to make a career out of selling graded cards. You'd probably have a better career selling like actual product. Like old packs, old boxes, and shit like that as opposed to the singles. Bet you're gonna do it? Nope. I've never graded a single card of mine. I do have a couple graded cards, but it's because in order to get that card, they only had graded options available. No one sells them raw. But trust me, if they had them raw, I would have bought them raw. I do not give a fuck about graded cards. These are tier 1 Smog and the resub Octopi. Thanks, the resub Bodacious. What are they? What, my two great or my few graded cards? I've shown them before. I'll show them again. They're pretty rare. Two of them are for Yu-Gi-Oh. This one's the 1998 Mirror Force. This was before Konami had Yu-Gi-Oh! So this was Bandai when they printed it. I'm still pretty confident this is the only one in the world of this. I got this years ago, way before the card boom. So I've had this for a long time. So this is the old Mirror Force. This is the first print of it. And then the other one, this comes from Gladiator Assault. This is the Magic Formula Secret Rare. This is this was one of the hardest ones to find because nobody has these, so I had to get it graded, which was unlucky. I would have much rather had it raw, but no one had it. So those are the only options there. And then I have one Pokemon card that's graded. And it's because I couldn't get this fucking Pokemon card ungraded because everyone during the card boom graded all of their cards. So I had to get this, and this is the lowest grade I could find because, like I said, I do not care about it being graded. So this is the Shining Charizard First Ed. Those are my only graded ones. But I wish I never had them graded. I don't like it. You can crack the case open safely. No, I'm not risking ruining the card. No shot. Absolutely no shot. But I know. I've seen it. Trust me, I've already looked into it, but I'm not going to risk it. There's no reason for it. I've already found cool ways of displaying them even outside of, or even inside of these cases. But like I said, it wasn't my preference. He's the resub Private and Ernie Interprets. What card costs 250k for a PSA grading price? There's a few actually. So like a first ed Charizard, there's I don't even think there's a single Yu-Gi-Oh card outside of like the Blackluster Soldier from the tournament back in the late 90s. The Pikachu Illustrator. Magic the Gathering has the Black Lotus as well as the, I think, Mana Vault. But yeah, there's probably only like 10, 15 Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, and Magic cards that go over that. This is mainly for your sports cards. Because a lot of those sports card collectors go fucking crazy with their prices. No, I don't think everything in the Power 9 is 250k plus. I'm pretty sure it was just the Black Lotus, and then I thought it was Mana Vault, but maybe not. Black Lotus isn't even really 250k. One just sold like 5 months ago for over $500,000, didn't it? Let me see. Yep, with Black Lotus sold at... This was a year ago. Wow, time flies. Black Lotus was sold at an auction for $511,000. And then in June 15th of this year, Post Malone just spent $800,000 on a Black Lotus. That was this year. Post Malone's a big MTG guy. Thanks for Sub Roberto, Mark, and Biffy. And the tier 1 AJ. Oh yeah, no, I don't give a fuck. It's Post Malone's money. Let him spend $800,000 on it. At the very least, when it comes to card collecting, like, yeah, I think he got scammed. Like, this is way too expensive for a Black Lotus. He could have absolutely got it cheaper. But I think the reason he was fine paying that much for it is because he probably trusted the guy it came from, and it's a card collector, a community that he's clearly passionate about, so he had no problem just paying a markup to try and help that guy out and give him, like, a really big payday. Or maybe he really just has fuck you money and didn't even bother looking for a cheaper option. It was a special Black Lotus. It was an artist's proof. Oh, this wasn't even just a normal Black Lotus. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with this. I didn't read it. I was just bringing up the most recent sales of the Black Lotus. Oh yeah, here you go. An artist proof Chris Rush signed Black Lotus. A normal Black Lotus goes for about 20k. I just find that hard to believe. An actual alpha Black Lotus? I guess maybe raw. Let me see. Let's just look at raw ungraded Black Lotus. Here's an ungraded Black Lotus, and this is beta, so not as expensive as the alpha, and it's up for 42k right now. And that's the cheapest one. There's a couple others at 44, 45, and 50. And that's beta too, that's not even alpha. Stepdad had a bunch back in the day. Him and his friends actively used them in their decks. I'm confident that your dad and his friends do not have alpha beta cards. Those are legitimately extremely rare. He's a tier 1 devil. Do you think there's art fraud in the card market? Absolutely. What? Yeah, of course. This is a life lesson for everyone. Any market at all, anything is going to have fraud. All of it. Now, it's going to be varying to different degrees, of course. I absolutely, 100%, I think everyone knows, like, normal modern art is mainly fraudulent. But every fucking field is going to have fraud in it. All of them. Every single fucking one of them. It's just, in some areas, it's more prevalent than others. These are you said Paul and John. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even see that, Camus. Yeah, I think Crypto King actually dropped Pokemon. He hopped off it because it stopped being hot. Have you seen the most expensive card in the world? Well, it depends on what we're talking about. If you just mean like most expensive card across anything card related, it's not going to be Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or Magic. I think the most expensive card ever sold is still the Mike Trout baseball card, right? I think that went for 6 mil a few years ago. Let me see. Oh no, Mike Trout sold for 3.9 million. Okay, that's not the most expensive. All right, what's the most expensive then? Someone spoil it for me. I thought it was Mike Trout being the most expensive, but his sold for about 4 mil. It's a Honus Wagner. Yep, 7.2. Yep, the Honus Wagner sold for 7.25 mil. Yeah, so the most expensive cards are not going to be Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or Magic. They're sports cards every single time. A mantle sold for 12. According to this article, the rare Honus Wagner baseball card is the most expensive card ever sold. It might not be the most expensive card ever listed. Let me see. Maybe the Mickey Mantle is listed for more. Oh yeah, Jesus, the Mickey. Oh wait. Oh, this just happened. That's why. Is this accurate? Yep. Oh, this just happened. That's why it wasn't there. 1952 Mickey Mantle rookie baseball card sold for a record 12.6 million in August 27th of this year. Holy shit. Holy shit. Who the fuck bought that? Mickey Mantle's son. I have no fucking idea. I don't know who would want that badly for 12.6 mil. Jesus Christ. And it was fake? No way. No, I don't believe that. Where can I find out about that? Let me see. I'm going to look that up right now. There's nothing comes up when I'm looking for it. This would be huge news if that turned out to be fake. That'd be a $12.6 million fake. That'd be like one of the most expensive counterfeits ever. There's no shot. This also went through such like rigorous inspection too. I'm reading about it here. Like before it was ever listed on the auction. There's no shot this was fake. Oh my lord. Listen to the history of this card in particular. The recently auctioned Mickey Mantle card sold for $1,000. Then 6 years later, Rosen repurchased the card for $40,000. He then sold it to a New Jersey waste management executive, Anthony Giordano, for what was then a record price of $50,000. This is back, like, when is this? 60s? Or timeline's a little fucked here. So then Giordano held onto the card for 30 years before putting it up for auction, and the rest is history. It just sold for 12.6 mil. Man, that guy must feel awful. Like, he sold it for $1,000. But then again, he had to hold on to this shit for 30 years. So this would have been the 80s then. He would have finally got his hands on this card in the 80s. Thanks, resub Chroma and Toad and Wayeti, Shroobs and the Prime Justin. And 5 gift subs Fish. Thank you, Fish. The tier 1 Corey and resub Silver and Prime Deximo. And the resub Rightwise. And the resub Saint. Man was jailed in Michigan for selling fake baseball cards for almost 3 years. Not surprised. That is not surprising at all. He's a tier 1 Kindred. Would you sell one of your cards in 30 years if they're worth 12 mil? What the fuck? Of course I would. Jesus Christ, yeah. All of my cards are in such terrible condition, I'd easily just rebuy it. In bad condition again. If one of my cards for some reason shot up to 12 mil, absolutely, I'd dump that in a heartbeat. What are you talking about? I don't have like any one-of-a-kinds in here. Everything you see just looks really good in the frame, but they're actually not in good condition. Because I don't really care about the condition. Like, they're not ruined or anything, but they're not PSA 10s, I'll tell you what. Imagine Moist Esports with 10 mil invested. Oh, fuck me. We'd be going big. We'd be going so buck wild right now. We'd have more teams in every fucking game. Except League. That's still too expensive, but everything shy of League. Ooh. Post Malone was on game nights. He does play MTG. Well, I know he does. He's a huge MTG guy. I'm well aware of that. Do you think there'll be another card boom like the one in the pandemic? No, I think that was very much lightning in a bottle situation. Do you have a Moist Esports roster posted somewhere? I'm pretty sure most of it's on Liquipedia. Have you? Oh no, I haven't seen that. price of inflation video, but I think I know what you're talking about. Someone recommended that not too long ago. Give me 2 seconds. I've been holding in a pee for a minute. I'll be right back.